Hello dear students. In previous lecture, I gave you just the introduction of biotechnology. We studied that the biotechnologies can be of old type and new type. In this chapter, we will be dealing with the principles and processes of modern biotechnology, which you all know now is called genetic engineering or rDNA technology. So let's find out what are the basic steps which are followed in rDNA technology. So all the steps can first be categorized into three groups. First, identification of DNA with desirable gene. We have to isolate that DNA of our interest, which will be responsible for producing a specific protein. So that is the first step. So identification of DNA with desirable gene. Second is introduction of the identified DNA into the host. A big process is there. How do we introduce this DNA into the host? Then ultimately, our aim, maintenance of introduced DNA in the host and transfer of DNA into the progeny so that the recombined DNA is able to multiply itself. So these are the three main basic steps. Let's study that with the help of the diagram. This diagram is very important. Let's study this diagram. So these are the different steps showing the process of rDNA technology. There are 5 steps. First step. First of all, we take any cloning vector. Generally, the cloning vector taken are the bacterium having plasmids. These plasmids are extra chromosomal DNA, and the manipulation is actually done in this plasmid. So this plasmid is taken out, which is a cloning vector, and this plasmid is subjected to cutting at a specific point. That is the second step. So the plasmid is cut by specific restriction enzymes. Same way, the gene of interest is also cut with the same restriction enzymes. Okay. Then we come to step 3. In step 3, our gene of interest, that fragment, is fitted into the cloning vector with the help of again specific enzymes. So this gene of interest is introduced into that plasmid. Now this plasmid is a transformed plasmid. It's a recombined plasmid. Okay. Now this plasmid, which is recombined now, it is inserted into a new bacterium. So this bacterium will be called as a recombinant bacterium because it has got one gene, which is a foreign gene, which is not of this bacterium but for our interest. Okay. So now recombinant bacterium is produced and this is subjected for cloning. So this bacterium will multiply, it will divide and will start producing the recombinant proteins which is required by us. So these diagrams, they show the process. Now let us study all these processes in systematic manner. So all these basic steps of rDNA technologies can be shown with the help of arrow. You can see here. First is isolating of genomic DNA, that is our gene of interest. Then fragmenting that DNA. Then screening of the DNA fragment, the fragment of our interest. Then insertion of this DNA into the vector. And after that, introducing the DNA in the host, followed by culturing of the cell and then transformation of the host cell. So these were the different steps. We will study each step in more detail now. So there are in all 7 steps in our DNA technology. Let's see these 7 steps one by one. So these sequences are very important. You must know the sequences. So first step of the sequence is isolating the genomic DNA from the donor. So a technique is there. We first take the cell, we break the cell, and then we centrifuge it, and ultimately we get the DNA. And that DNA is isolated by a technique of spooling. So this is the first step, that is isolating genomic DNA from the donor cell. So this DNA, red colored part, is spooled out. It is separated out. Then second step is fragmenting this DNA. Why? Because this DNA is such long, big molecule. So this has to be fragmented because our gene of interest is present somewhere. So we must first break into small parts, and then from those fragments we have to take our gene of interest. So the second step is fragmenting this DNA using molecular scissors, which are called restriction enzymes. They give specific fragments. That is step number 2. Step 3 is screening of the fragment. We look for the desired genes from those fragments. So screening the fragments for a desired gene is step number 3. Now we come to step number 4. Step number 4 is insertion of the DNA in a vector. This is a very important step. So the vector, generally plasmid is used. As I've already told you, plasmid is extra chromosomal DNA. So this inserting the fragments with the desired gene in a cloning vector. So this yellow color is the vector which is cut with a specific enzyme, restriction endonuclease. Likewise, that gene is also cut. So they get sticky ends, and because of those sticky ends, they can be fitted with each other, and this plasmid is a recombinant plasmid. Okay, so step number 4 is inserting the fragments with the desired gene in a cloning vector. Now we come to step number 5. Step number 5 is introducing this recombinant vector into a host where we want to use it. So, introducing the recombinant vector into a competent host cell. There are again various techniques used by which that recombinant DNA is put into the host. We will study the details of it. So this was step number 5. Next we come to step number 6. The host cell which have got the recombined DNA, it is cultured. So the 6th step is culturing the cell. So to obtain the multiple copies or the clones of the desired DNA fragment, we culture the host cell. And finally, the 7th step is transformation of the host cell. How do we know that our whole process is successful? That is using these copies to transform the host cell so as to that expresses the desired gene and we get the recombinant product. So these were the 7 steps which are used in all the DNA processes. So this diagram is very important where all these steps are used. This diagram is there in your book also, and these are the steps, and these steps I have explained individually. And next we will study first the tools. What all tools are required for doing this whole process. In next lecture, we will study about these tools. Thank you.